Guy channel. The Car Guy channel. My name is Mike Hennessy. This show is all about cars and all four car guys. Get yourself a cold beer. Get yourself a cold beer, guys, because our show is... We are smoking! I'm Mike Hennessy, and you're watching the Car Guy channel. I have an auto repair shop. I've been in the business for over 30 years. You name it, we got it, we built it, we've done it, we do it. We love this car stuff, and I hope you guys do too. We're gonna have a lot of fun, got a lot of stuff cooking, so just stay tuned.
Let's go surfing now, everybody's learning how. Come on a safari with me.
Come on a safari with me.
Early in the morning we'll be starting out. Some hunters will be coming along. We're loading up our woody with the boards inside, heading out singing our song. Come surf, baby, wait and see, yeah. I'm gonna take you surfing with me. Well, come on, surf, baby, wait and see. I'm gonna take you surfing with me.
Welcome to the Car Guy channel. Yes, we're over at Pacific Coast Dream Machines today, and we're going to be filming all the cars. I don't care how fast, how slow, how high, how low. We got a lot of cars to show you over here at Dream Machines. We got here at 5 o'clock in the morning. Cameras were everywhere. The crowds are going crazy. I cannot count how many cars are at this show here. Toward the end of the show, we're going to try to get a car count of what comes in. I'll check with Tim Beeman. Thanks, Tim Beeman, for all your support all year long for our show, the Car Guy channel, and Hot San Jose Nights, and of course for Pacific Coast Dream Machines over here at Half Moon Bay. I'm telling you, this is one of the neatest shows all year round. And guys, you're going to see, and I mean unusual, and I mean the unusual, and the coolest cars on the planet. Sit back, get yourself a cold one, and enjoy the show.
They're angling in Laguna and Sarah's too. They're kicking out in Doheny too.
Yeah, I got Ron Medallion here that he drives and operates, and you're the president of this bus club?
The Bus Museum, yes.
Bus Museum, we got to get that right. Now, bringing these two to Dream Machines, these are really cool.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we're very proud of them, and we like going to events like this.
Now, the biggest thing, being a car collector like myself, and of course you with the buses, storage has to be a little bit of work here, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's a big concern because of the type of vehicle that it is and the space it requires.
Tell me a little bit about the one behind us.
Okay, this bus right here is a 1958 General Motors bus, and these were actually replacements for the trains that they took off the Bay Bridge in 1958.
How many miles on this bad boy?
Well, it's probably over 1 million miles.
Over 1 million
Because
miles.
after Key System was taken over by AC Transit, and they painted them into AC Transit's colors, as well as this bus.
Now, do you guys use these for movies at all? Movie
Yes.
props? You would
Yes, we
think
do.
that would be kind of a pretty big deal out there when you watch some over movie like Roger Rabbit. They were looking for all sorts of buses for that.
Yes.
Now, what's the other bus you brought?
Okay, the other bus on the other side of this is a 1955 General Motors bus, and it was bought new by Peerless Stages. Peerless Stages was one of the oldest regional carriers in the United States. They dated back to 1917, and they ran between Oakland, San Jose, and Santa Cruz.
You know, all these diesel?
Both of these are diesel, yes.
Back in the 50s, they had this huge diesel engine. Diesel pusher pushes this thing down there. And believe it or not, guys, like Ron said, these things get 1 million miles. They did repair them, they did overhaul them, they rebuilt them, and they had a great staff back then. But this is back in the 50s, the technology they had for vehicles to go 1 million miles. Look at the size of this beast. Now, guys, if this right here pulls behind your car, pull over. If this happens to stop by your house, lay down, let them in. This thing's pretty cool. Allowing the public to check this thing out from the sheriff's department, I'm telling you, shows people really how hard they work and all the good stuff they do. This thing here is pretty darn cool. When you see tractors, and I see a straight rod tractor, and Rod says, come over, he's going to fire it up for us. Hey, tell me a little bit about this tractor.
Well, this is the 1951 Ford 8N, which originally had a 4-cylinder flathead engine in it. And then this has a 51 Mercury flathead V8 in it. And the conversion kit originally was done by the Funk Company, which used to manufacture airplanes. But this tractor has a lot of custom machinery and a whole bunch of stuff done to the engine.
What possessed a guy
great.
in a straight rod, a tractor?
Well, it's pretty snappy. Let me fire it up.
Hey, guys, we want to see this thing fired up. Let Ron shot it up. When you think you've seen it all, they got a straight rod tractor over at Dream Machines. You got to give these guys credit and a lot of respect for actually bringing back the hit and miss motor. When you hear the noise called the hit, then the miss, and then the motor fires. But in the earlier days, that's how these things here ran. And these would run pumps, they would run anything that needed any type of rotation. They even took a little bit of power. They had flywheels on them and whatnot. If you notice this right here, this probably right here was the first skill saw on the market. That's kind of pretty cool to see a lot of these hit and miss motors here. Check them out. You can see little Sandra here. They're letting all the kids, all the people get inside this plane and see really what it's all about and see how tight those quarters are. Check out the people getting inside little Sandra. Pretty cool. Nothing like a jet engine for a crowd pleaser, is there?
Yeah, seem to love it. Yeah.
Hey, and your name is?
Jan Polowacek.
How you doing, Jan?
Good.
Now, I got to ask you this question. You see all this wild stuff, and I know the people looking at us. What possessed you to put a jet engine in the back of this thing?
Just bored, had spare time, I guess. Or I watched too many episodes of Monster Garage. Maybe that was it. Yeah.
Now, this vehicle, besides having a jet engine hanging out the ass end of this thing, you got two motors.
Yeah, two big block Chevys. The front engine drives the front axle, the rear engine drives the back axle, and the jet's just a power adder.
Power adder. Now, have you actually ran this thing down a racetrack or a track at all?
We've had it up on the freeway, up around 100 miles an hour without the jet, so the next move would be to see if we can get it up maybe past 120.
God, you guys are crazy. You gotta, it's part about being a car guy, part about being in the car guy world. We love this stuff here. That sounds just great. Hey, guys, check this thing here out. I'm standing with Gary. He's with the Wounded Warrior Project. Gary, how you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. I see you at these events all the time. Tell everybody what you're doing.
Thank you very much. The band KISS, of course, world known for many years and just recently inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, has been collecting for Wounded Warriors for several years now. And I was able to create this motorcycle, the KISS Tribute Harley, known on Facebook and all over the world as the KTH. And KISS knows about the bike, and it was on their website in October of 2009 and again in May of 2012. And I took the bike to the Concord Pavilion, and they signed the bike because I collect for Wounded Warriors and have been doing so for several years now.
How's the money been going on this?
It's very good. People are very generous. It's wonderful to see so many people remember the Wounded Warriors that are going to, some of these guys coming back from the Sand Wars are going to be having to be taken care of for many years and probably some of them for life. And the Wounded Warrior Project has $10 million in reserve to take care of 500 veterans who are going to need lifetime care.
I think that what you're doing to Gary, I think, is great. We're going to check out this bike, and we'll get that website out there for you. Check this thing here out, guys. Get some tickets, check it out. You're going to really be impressed and proud of yourself for even getting involved.
Thank you very much.
Why do fools fall in love? Why do birds sing so gay? Lovers await the break of day.
This right here one time was the fastest motorcycle in the world. It went 400 miles an hour. But remember, they have it rated like about 375 miles an hour. It has to go both ways. It goes one way, one direction, one way, the other direction. And that's what keeps the speed, how they measure the time and the distance and how fast this thing goes. Sitting inside this thing going 378 miles an hour, I'm telling you, that's one heck of a ride. I'm standing next to Alan over here at Dream Machines. Alan, how you doing?
Oh, great.
If you guys remember Craig Vetters from Windjammers, the guy who actually designed, invented all the fairing for motorcycles.
Yes.
I mean, for years.
Yes.
For many, many years. So get involved in this project with neat gas mileage and EV stuff. It's pretty cool that you guys are out there. We're going to go over this motorcycle and check it out. It just shows all the different, most unique people, unique items. And I mean, any type of vehicle that has wheels, tires, jet engines, you name it, it's over here at Dream Machines. There's a lot of cars out there that are made and whatnot, and you see how things were done in our industry, how the designs were, and some cars are kind of falling off the map. And when you see something like this, it brings back the memory of really what's happened in 1962 Dodge Lancer. Now, it's on the back of the cars. Remember, some of them actually had the spare tire on the back of the trunk. This right here is just the way you kind of see it. It's kind of a semi-budget family car, little slant 6 225 engine in it. Just unusual to see one. The little four-door here kind of brought back memories of the early 60s. Kind of a neat car to look at. What does this car bring back memories? A 1955 Chevy with a straight axle, jacked up in the front. That's what guys did back in my years of going back to high school in the late 60s and early 70s. This right here was what it was all about. Maybe not to this quality level or with this type of blower put onto it, but the flames on it, and the chrome and the small wheels, the straight axle, that right there was what it was all about growing up in the late 60s and early 70s when you're jacked up your 55, 56, 57 Chevy, and basically they're the most unsafe car on the road, but we liked it and we drove it. This was considered cool. I'm standing next to a guy that's a newbie, and I mean a newbie to Dream Machines. How you doing, Ron?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. And we're walking by your truck. You said you just finished this, so it's here for the very first time.
Very first
on the
time.
road for the first time. And you're here for the first time.
That's right.
That's pretty cool. Tell me a little bit about the truck.
55 truck.
Well, we got it. It's a 55. We got that, you know. We got that. Okay. I'm going to help him out. This truck is one hell of a truck. That's what it is. We were talking to Alan earlier, and Alan says all kinds of things about his truck, and then Robin chimes in. I said it was a truck, and what kind of truck is it?
It's a Chevy.
It's a Chevy truck. How much horsepower does this car got?
750.
What size motor?
Big. Big. Really big. Really big. Really powerful.
Really powerful. And that's the type of gals we need to come on the Car Guy channel. Real big and real powerful. That's what we want to hear. It's pretty neat to see someone new come to the Dream Machines and stuff and show off the vehicle, because that's really why these guys build this stuff, is because they take pride in it. And there's a variety of vehicles from all over the planet. There's high ones, low ones, tall ones, short ones. You kind of name it. But let's take a look at this truck. There's a lot of horsepower under the hood of this thing. You know, some of the unique things you see down here, right here is Harley-Davidson went ahead in 2007. They only produced 30 motorcycles. These 30 motorcycles were a tribute to Elvis Presley, for passed away for 30 years. It's kind of a pretty neat piece to see out here, and you see a guy has a full complete display of this bike. I'm telling you, it's absolutely spectacular, has the retro look. This is what I think is absolutely what Harley-Davidson's all about, plus back in the early 60s and early 70s. Very cool bike. I gotta tell you, I really like this 1962 Squire wagon. I'm telling you, you can tell the guy liked it and put some good quality work in there. Underneath the hood, it's just clean. It's done very, very, very nice. He upgraded it with an HEI. Looks like a General Motors HEI distributor in here for a 6-cylinder. He's got power steering. He's got power brakes. He's got a modified carburetor, electric choke. I'm telling you, things are done really nice underneath the hood of the car with some braided hoses, all the caddy and place bolts on top of the fenders. That just shows detail. When you do this car stuff and you're out there, showing detail to these cars is really, really what it's all about. These door panels are spectacular. And this right here, this obviously is just, the paint is beautiful. It's just really soft and just very, very clean. And again, you got to think about this. You got to paint this separately over and above the car. Obviously, for a sedan, you got to paint everything around here. And he went ahead and trimmed it off with the wood grain trim in there, the Naugahyde here. But the seats in the car, I'm going to tell you, the seats are beautiful. This car here looks like a good driving car, very nice and soft, leather material. And this right here, a Nardi steering wheel. I think it's very, very, very cool for a car like this. Kept the shift on the column, custom homemade type center console. I'm telling you, the detail in here is great with the dash all done. This is kind of one of my favorite cars here, just because it's unusual and you just don't see these every day. You can see that he painted the lower brackets separate to match the interior door panels on this car. The seat is done beautiful. You can tell it does all French stitching on there. I'm telling you, a lot of work went into this car. The carpets are beautiful. I really like a lot about it. The colors on here, you got the wood effect here, you got the wood effect here. You have the stainless steel chrome-plated headed bolts on the top, and then you have the kind of an emerald green. I think the graphics on the window just really personalizes and does the touch on. Then you have a white top and the famous luggage rack. Everything just reminds me so much of the 60s. And luggage goes ahead and matches the vehicle itself. You got the green and you got the cream. I'm just very good taste done on this. I kind of like this thing here an awful lot. It really brings back a lot of great memories, and neat to see people restore and bring back some of the very unusual automobiles. And I got my buddy Mark Furlong over here, and he runs the whole store here in Santa Cruz. Correct, Mark?
Yes, I do.
Now, Mark handles all my parts, all my stuff, all my weird stuff, the weird crap, anything weird, we call you.
Yes.
So we call about all the weird stuff. This store's over in Santa Cruz, and you got five stores, right?
Yes, we do.
Now, the reason why I'm having Mark on the show is for more than one reason. I always say more than two reasons, but we got a lot of reasons why. He's got a crew. You guys have been meeting his crew throughout all the shows and all the stores and stuff. I asked him a question earlier, and I'm going to change it around. How do you hire the help you got?
When they walk in, if I like the way they look and the way they talk, then I'll give them a try.
Good. All your guys have been with you for years.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I like to keep them around as long as possible.
Now, how long have you been in the parts business?
24 years.
24 years? Jeez. That's a long time.
Yeah.
So you better know what the hell you're doing.
Well, I hope so. Not always, but I always try.
You guys are part techs besides part guys. So when you hire a guy, he's a car guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows parts. He knows one thing. He knows another thing. With all the stuff you guys got, you got a versatility of car guys.
Very much so.
You got guys. He's got a street rod guy, flathead guy, wholesale guy, and all your guys are legitimate bone car guys, correct?
Absolutely.
Let's rock and roll. Let's get our parts going, buddy. Okay. Good.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glass rags.
I'm standing next to Sheila and Josh. How you doing, Sheila?
I'm doing great.
How you doing, Josh?
Good.
Now, reason why I talked to these folks, I walked by and I said, is anybody here for the first time? Sheila has her hand in the air, and it's my first time. How did you like the show?
I love it.
Now,
I love all the cars.
What was your most favorite car?
You know, we just stopped at that race car. What was it? That Dragster. That was really sharp. But I like the Chevys. We have a 29 Chevy and a 31 Packard here.
Sheila's a car gal. I like that. Hey, Josh, what was your favorite car?
I like the Dragster a
He
lot.
likes a Dragster. We were doing a little bit of a special on Dragsters today.
She's real fine, my 409. She's real fine, my 409, my 409. Well, I saved my pennies and I saved my dimes. Giddy up, 409. Before I knew there would be a time. Giddy up, 409. When I would buy a brand new 409. 409. Giddy up, 409. Giddy up, 409. Giddy up.
Take a look at this horsepower. There's horsepower all over the place. I mean, tons of it. But there's some piece of information about some dragsters, AA fuelers. A lot of people do not have any idea of how fast they are. Did you guys know that a AA fuel dragster will take 11 gallons per second to get the car from point A to point B? The other thing is, one of the fastest Corvettes out there in the market could be the Hennessy Viper, it could be the Callaway, it could be a handful of items. We're going to go ahead and pick the fastest Corvette. If you took the fastest Corvette and started way back, we're talking 2 miles back, and get this Corvette to go fast as you possibly can to reach the miles an hour, let's say 200 miles an hour. If it came to the starting block, where a AA fueler dragster will be when the dragster takes off, the dragster will beat the Corvette at the end of the quarter mile, just to give an idea how fast those particular cars are. So when you see a dragster and you hear those things run, they can only go through a run of pretty much about maybe 6 to 7 seconds from point A to point B. They will literally blow the cylinder heads right off the engine itself. The spark plug has so much spark, it's almost efficient to a 225 amp arc welder at the end. All the spark plugs are all completely annihilated and completely burned out. So when you see a dragster and you see why they do that, those things have some horsepower, nearly 8,000 horsepower for a vehicle that can go that fast in 3.7 seconds.
Happy birthday.
There's all sorts of names for all types of cars, the bad one, the tough one, the mean one, all sorts of stuff. But then there's this word we don't use on the TV show that often's called cute and adorable. This thing right here has a cute, has adorable, and even has a little bit of a mean look when you got some wheelie bars on it. And of course, that's the kill switch on the back. Really neatly done. I'm telling you, just put a smile on everybody's face. If you have something that's that unusual and it puts a smile on your face, that's what this is all about. Car World is great. Check this thing out. This here is what a lead sled is all about. 1950 Merc, and 50 Mercs don't get any cooler than this. I think some of the touches they did between flames and all sorts of interesting topics on this car, they put a big Hemi motor into the car, they got flames, they got the colors, and of course the rear door is a suicide door. And the nickname from suicide doors originally were they could put a pair of handcuffs on a pair of door and you couldn't get out of the car. I don't know how often that was done, but we're talking about early 30s, 40s, and so on. But this car is absolutely spectacular. The reason why they call them lead sleds is because when they actually built these, they cut, they channeled, they chopped, shaven door handles, French in the headlights, all these names came out there because back then, before they had a Bondo, they actually used molten lead. So all the holes and all the areas were filled with lead, and they went ahead and had a lead file to go ahead and smoothen it down, and the other filler actually was primer. So a lead sled gave the whole world, of course, a whole new chapter of how to redesign and how to build cars. So guys came up with all sorts of ideas back then. This happened to be one of them. It's an iconic collectible, iconic classic, and an iconic street rod. Very cool. Now I'm sitting here with Roxanne. I want to find out, no, you're not a midget, are you?
I am not a midget. I might be short, but I'm not a midget.
Now this thing is really cool. Now, of course, I know it's got a little tiny 15 horsepower motor. We're going to get your guy to tell us all about it. But kind of the neat thing is that you're driving it around here and just looking about as good as a gal can look, enjoying this. Show us the horns.
Oh, my goodness.
Show us a horn. One of them is? Okay, so that's Tarzan. What's the next one? Roxanne, give me the next one.
This next one is going to be, you know what? I can't recall, but let's try it. Okay, so
Okay. Okay, now let's just say you're on your way to the grocery store. What's the next one?
Oh, I'm on. That actually is, you can't really hear it, but it sounds like the old phone.
It's actually your husband telling he wants more beer from Costco. So that's right there what that is. Okay, what's the next horn? Regular horn and a regular horn.
But you might like this one. That's Billy's favorite.
That's Billy's favorite. Now, how long have you been coming to Dream Machines?
Oh, goodness. He's been coming for years. I've been coming for the last 3 years.
Last 3 years. Been a lot of fun, isn't it?
Oh, my God. It is so much fun. I haven't seen this many cars at any other car show.
I think it's one of the best venues out there, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
Billy asked me how his hair was, and I said he's absolutely adorable and he's cute. How you doing, Billy?
Better than I deserve. She
Hey,
got new glasses. She's still with me.
Hey, I was just honking your wife's horns, and I haven't said that to too many guys before in my life, and you understand exactly what I was doing.
Yes, I do.
Hey, now explain the glasses.
Oh, I call them a gog. I take a pair of goggles and just cut them in half and bolt a couple different things on it and just have fun
This
with
what
it.
happens to a guy that comes to Dream Machines for how many years?
Oh, geez, I think this makes about 20. I have like 13 different cars, and we've brought a different one every time we've come. A couple of them twice.
So a couple of them twice. Billy, thanks for coming down here today and showing us the car. Roxanne, are you ready to cruise off and take off out of here? Make this thing go. Hit the button and rock and roll. And honk your horns, honey. Hot Sunday nights this year is going to be at Reed Hillview Airport. I'm telling you guys and gals, this is going to be absolutely one fantastic event. The neat part about the event, it's free to the public. We're trying to pull off a lot of free events for the public to come to and to be able to go to Reed Hillview Airport and see all the stuff going on. The show's all about charity, which we're going to be having over 200 booths of all the STEM from students all over the state of California. And of course, we have all sorts of some of our great quality vendors and bands. We have 3, maybe 4 top local bands going to play all day long. So come with some of the arts today and some of the aviation that we got going on, and of course all the cars. The show's going to be featuring this year the Mustang. Yes, the Mustang. We are definitely featuring the 50 years of Mustang. Mustang hit the market big back in 1964 and a half. We got to throw that half mark in there. But this is the year of the celebration for the car. We're inviting all Mustangs, and take a look at this award. We had a special plaque completely made out of resin It weighs over a pound. It's about 6.5 inches by 7.5 inches. It's absolutely spectacular. There's a mount on it. You can keep it on the table, the counter, your office, or hang it on the wall. Every Mustang owner that fills out an application, every Mustang participant guy gets this award coming to the show. Planes going to be flying in and out all day, all the cars, and even the regular cars that are coming to get involved in this event. Yes, I got an award for you guys too. Look at the snapshot of the award. You're going to see exactly what we're going to be handing out. Mustangs. We have a separate area strictly designed for you guys. Get your Mustangs out there. Get them down to the show because we got a lot of things happening. Let's check out a couple of our items here.
Swinging the nation at the hop. You can swing it, you can groove it, you can really start to move it at the hop. Where the jockeys are the smoothest and the music is the coolest at the hop. Do the dance sensation.
I always like the unusual cars you don't see every single day. This would be a very difficult car to restore. It's a 1957 Chrysler New Yorker four-door. I call it the Ward Cleaver Special, if you guys knew who Ward Cleaver is out there. This right here was when Hemis were in cars to not really have the big high performance is because of how smooth they were. This car has a big Hemi in it, and I mean, it just sounded beautiful when it came in, and I just kind of chose it for one of my cars that kind of looks like a very good survivor. Some things are redone on it, but what a spectacular car done. And you don't see them every day. You see a lot of unusual stuff, but a four-door Chrysler New Yorker, these are when fins were fins. That's what it was all about. Folks, I got Granger, I got Maryland. I just tell you, this is absolutely the most unique vehicle. There's all sorts of crazy stuff here. What is this?
Corn Squeezins. It's a 1917 Model T.
Now, how do you like this car? How's this?
Oh, it's great fun. We have great fun with it and finding things to put in the back. It's been a blast.
I'll tell you, more people. I mean, this thing, for a minute, the first thing came to my mind was the Beverly Hillbillies. I mean, I don't think I'm the only guy that's ever said that here, you know? And so, of course, you're going by, you know, someone said, I think, once there was a man named Jed, poor mountaineer. So I heard a guy say that. I kind of turned around and I saw your car. Granger, this is great to see you here. Very good.
We call her Corn Squeezins. I got all the fixings in the back to make the recipe. And on the Beverly Hillbillies, they always talked about Granny making the recipe.
Now, what is Corn Squeezins?
It's whiskey.
Yeah, moonshine. I got a guy chimed in for moonshine.
Yeah, Corn Squeezins is another nickname for moonshine.
I'm telling you, Granger, this thing's absolutely spectacular. I'm glad you brought it to Dream Machines. What a show. I mean, guys and gals, please send in cards and letters. Go to www.carguychannel.com. Let me know what you thought was unusual about Dream Machines if you went to the event or even watched the show. There's so many things out there in this car guy world that is appreciative, and these guys, these work they put into all these vehicles and stuff, guys, I'm telling you, it's absolutely spectacular being part of the car guy world. We hope you check some information out the Hot San Jose Nights because we're going to be honoring the Mustang and regular cars and charity on July 12th. So I really appreciate everybody watching the show, enjoying everything, and I say God bless you and keep on watching the Car Guy channel, and we'll see you next week.